Welcome to part 4 of the instructions for your safe home blueprint. Today we'll take a look at your interior sweep, looking at all the things that contribute to or maybe threaten your safety while inside the home. All right, we're now on our interior page. As you might have guessed, we're going to take a look at and mark the interior situations that affect your safety and your family security. And we'll just go through the key piece by piece, starting with a fire alarm. Recommendations now are a fire alarm in every room, every bedroom in the house, and one in the big common areas. But let's say that this house is a little older. So they went with the old school method where they had one in the bedroom hallway and one in the common area somewhere near the kitchen. So we mark those. And as before, let's put in a to-do, update fire alarms. That's a pretty simple project. It'll cost you about 15 to 20 bucks per room and 10 to 15 minutes per room. Moving on now to fire extinguishers. Every family should have at least one fire extinguisher in the kitchen, and we'll say that we've done that, so that one's there. And then a second one somewhere over in the bedroom area. Inside the master bedroom is usually the best place for it. And then your CO2 detectors, not CO2 detectors, your carbon monoxide detectors. If we had a CO2 detector in the house, that would just be silly. So next, your carbon monoxide detectors. Most people like to put them right there next to the smoke alarms. And we'll say that in this house, that's where they are. Now this is a one-story house, so we don't need to worry about the next entry, but a fire ladder. You need to have fire ladders in every sleeping room if you have a 2-story, 3-story house, and you need to know where they are and how to deploy them. And if you have a second floor house and you don't have a fire ladder, you definitely need to add that to your to-do list. Next one's the first aid kit. Every family needs one. Most people keep them either in the kitchen or in the bathroom, and we'll say that it's kept right here in the bathroom. And then a supply cache. For families who want to do a little more prepping, we do recommend that you have about a week's worth in minimum of food, drinkable water, any other supplies that you might need if there's a long-term blackout or any other reason that normal commerce and normal utilities aren't getting to your house. A lot of people do just choose to keep them in the garage, which is where this imaginary house has theirs. What you keep in your supply cache is up to you. We do have some videos on that topic, as well as videos on stocking first aid kits and car emergency kits. Now the next two are for alarms. The central panel for your alarm and any auxiliary panels for the alarm system. This older house doesn't have one, so we're not going to mark them on this one. But this is where you would put in your alarm, and if you thought that you wanted to upgrade to having an alarm, again, put that there in your to-do list. Next one is interior locking doors. Most bathrooms have a door lock, and we'll mark them just the way we did in the perimeter, sorry, not the perimeter, but the points of entry area. And both of those lock. Now, one thing that you might consider is also having a rally room or some kind of safe room in your home. Not the kind of thing in the movies, but just a room with a locking door and some supplies inside. And if we chose to do that, say here in the third bedroom, we would make sure that was a locking door and make sure that it had a fire extinguisher and a first aid kit right in there as well. After the locking door is a tactical point. Now, a tactical point is anywhere that, for example, if your bug out plan for a home invasion or a burglary was for the most combatively effective member of your family to stand between the bad guy and the rest of the family while the rest of the family got to safety, where would be the best place to do that? And took advantage of natural choke points in your home. And here, it seems that a tactical point facing this way at the bend in the hallway is probably your best bet. You can use that linen closet for cover, for concealment, maybe a little bit of cover, and be able to know when people are coming down that hallway because you know the noises of your home and they do not. Injury hotspots are places where somewhere in the house somebody might get hurt. Things like a loose carpet on the stairs. In our home not too long ago, My youngest son, he got to the point where he was tall enough to bonk his head on an overhanging counter that he hadn't been able to bonk before. That would be a very good example of an injury hotspot. And then you mark those, and those immediately become to-dos, things to do to fix and make your home a little safer. And then finally, we're going to mark the electrical shutoff and the gas shutoff. Those are things you might need to know exactly where they are in an emergency. Most homes have the electrical shutoff either in the garage or in the utility room or in the bathroom. And we're going to say that the electrical shutoff is right here in the laundry and utility room. And then the gas shutoff, as in most homes, is usually outside. And now that we've done this, like with the other pages, we've gone through the major security and safety concerns for your home, marked them, thought about them, and come up with a to-do list based on what we've thought about and what we've seen.